Hey guys, the name's Chris and this is the Headlight Revolution. In this episode of our Tundra video series, I'm going to show you how to upgrade all of the interior lights on your Toyota Tundra. We're going to do the front map lights, the rear dome light, the door panel lights, the vanity mirror lighting, and the underdash lighting. We're going to do step by step, show you how it's done, show you what products to use so that you can do it yourself. Let's go. First, let me show you what products we're going to be using and the tools you're going to need. The front map light, the rear dome light, and the door panel lights all use the same product. For the vanity light, we're going to use a 29mm festoon bulb. And for the underdash light on the driver's side, we're going to use a T5 LED bulb. So what we're going to use for the majority of this project is the 5 LED 194 bulb from GTR Lighting. The reason that I like this one is two things. First of all, no matter what color you get, the plastic base on it is black. So you're not going to see anything behind the opaque lens of your dome lights or wherever else you put them after they're installed. It doesn't have your typical wire pins. It actually has large flat tabs on the back, which makes for better contact to your connection and a tighter fit. Lastly, these things are very bright. We've tested them against other generic branded 194 bulbs and they blow them away. This job barely requires any tools at all, but to make it as easy as possible, we're going to use a pick and a dash trim tool. The pick I'm going to use is a 90-degree prying pick with a sharp edge on it so that I can get behind the plastic parts of the different interior lights. And then I'm also going to use this small dash trim removal tool. Now here's some other examples of dash trim removal tools. If you have any of those, they'll work just as good, but I'm going to prefer something a little bit smaller. First, we're going to start on the door panel lights. As you can see, it's obviously very yellow and not very attractive looking and not very bright. What's going to happen is we're going to remove the incandescent bulb that the truck comes with and replace it with an LED, which will look much nicer and be way brighter, noticeably brighter when you open the doors. The way this light works is when you pop the door open, the door pin trigger tells the truck to turn this light on. However, many Tundras do not have this light. So if you don't have a light here, if you just have a reflector, well then you can skip this part of the video. But the install is very simple. I'm going to take my pick and come to the inside edge of the plastic housing, put some pressure to get it in behind the back of the lip, pry it out, and the whole thing comes apart. Next, I'm going to unhook it from the wiring so it's easy to work with. Once you have this thing out, the next step is to remove this plastic cage. And the way you do that is to release a clip that is down inside here. You can use your tool or just your finger, put pressure on the one side and pull toward you. And this cage comes apart. Now, the stock bulb is showing, and you use your pick tool again and just pry the bulb out. Next, we're going to take the new GTR Lighting LED bulb and put it in just the way that the old one came out and plug it into the wiring. Now, if you do this and the light doesn't come on right away, just take the bulb out and flip it around. The last step is going to be to take your plastic cage again, slide it on so that the back goes on first, and then push the front in. It's all reassembled. Put your wires back into the door and easily put the housing back in the door. Now repeat these steps 3 more times for your other doors and the door panel lighting is done. Now some Tundras have a single under the dash light and it's on the driver's side right above the e-brake. The way to replace this bulb is to first going to push the e-brake down to make room and then reach up from behind and we're just going to twist the housing out. So now that it's out, just grab it with your fingers and I can't get it, it's too slippery. I'm just going to use a needle nose pliers and gently pull it out. So you can kind of see what this bulb looks like. It's very small. It's like a miniature version of a 194. And the replacement is this single LED bulb from GTR Lighting. Check out the links in the description below to find this exact product for this truck. So I plugged it in and it didn't turn on. All you do is take it out, flip it around and plug it in again. Now we have a super bright white LED bulb. Just find the spot that it goes and twist it in place and you're done. This light is available in white, red, blue, or yellow. Doing the front map lights are pretty easy. We're just going to take your pick tool and along the inside edge there's a gap. You see I can easily run the top of the pick through the whole thing. So just find a spot about in the middle and apply pressure sideways to pop the one side out. Grab the side that's popped out now and do the exact same thing on the other side. And this lens comes out. Now don't just put this aside, make sure that you remember exactly how it goes. So I'm going to set it down just like this. Now that you got your lens out, the next trick is going to be using your pliers and very gently grasping the side of the bulb. Now, there's not going to be much friction here. It's going to be very, very slippery. So don't press too hard, be patient, and try a few different angles. One trick that I've seen that has worked for some people is actually putting some electrical tape on the pliers where it touches the glass. Now that you get your bulb out, you can kind of see what it looks like. It's just your standard 12 volt 194. And our replacement is going to be one of these 5 LED 194s from GTR Lighting. It should just slide right in there and be a direct replacement. That's really all there is to it. Now put your plastic lens back in place. This piece slides up inside the housing first. And then you line up the two side clips. And apply gentle pressure to each side individually. And now you're done. And you can test it by manually turning your dome lights off and pushing the switch. Now here's a really good example of the difference both in color and brilliance. This is a perfectly white color and this is a yellowish white color. These are probably rated around a high 5000 or 6000 K kind of a color, where these are about a 4000 K color. The LED is going to be brighter, last longer, and give a different style to the interior of the vehicle. Up next we're going to do the drop-down mirror vanity lights. So you can see we have 2 incandescent bulbs controlled by a slider. Now after doing the modification with GTR Lighting LED bulbs, the slider will still function. But I have heard of some companies that make a non-dimmable LED bulb. The way this assembly comes apart is right down here in the middle, there's a little spot to put a prying tool. Now I'm going to advise you to exercise extreme caution when doing this, because if you use a pick tool, you may damage the circuit board that feeds the power to both of these lights. The circuit board is printed on the white backing behind this plastic lens. So first we're just going to pry up a little bit so that you've got some space here, and then use your plastic trim removal tool to get under there and finish the job. So now I'm just going to slide the trim tool all the way to the edges to apply pressure, and there are several clips, one on each side of the lights, one in the middle on the top and one in the middle on the bottom. So just work your way around and pull this out. It's pretty tough. Eventually you'll be able to get all of the clips undone. Kind of came out in a flash there, just make sure that you're ready to catch it. So you can see how this goes on. There's 2 clips on the bottom, 2 clips on the top, 1 tab on the left side and 1 tab on the right side. These 2 little vents, I don't really know what they're for, but they don't do anything to hold it in. So if you're trying to get this apart and you go for those vents, don't worry about that. Now this white part here is the circuit board. I don't know if you can see this, but the middle is going to be your ground to each light, and the outside trace on, the bottom trace on each side will be your power. So if you are prying up on this with your pick tool and you drag it across this, you're going to break that connection and your lights aren't going to work anymore. So be very careful with a metal pick tool. Always use a plastic trim removal tool for this project. To get these bulbs out, use your metal pick tool and pry on one corner of the bulbs to start getting them out of their sockets, and then just pull them out with your fingers. We're going to replace them with the 29mm vanity festoon bulbs. And in the kit that we put together on our site, we got 2 of these for you, 2 pairs, so you have everything that you need. And these just go in just like the factory bulbs came out. So make sure that you got them going in right, flip them around until they turn on. And just like all the other bulbs, these are available in several different colors. So you don't have to just have white. You could have red interior lights, or blue, or yellow, whatever you decide. When those are in, get your lens oriented correctly. The little holes on the bottom of the lens go down, and just kind of put it in place and start putting the clips where they belong. One side, the other side, top and bottom. Now we're all done. Now you can demo it and make sure that they're dimming. Perfect. So the last project we're going to do is the rear overhead dome light. And this comes apart just like the other ones do, where you find one spot to start prying and then do the whole perimeter, and then the lens comes down. Now we're going to do that by starting at the front of the dome light, because it hinges down like this. So just wedge your pick tool in there and just start popping the little clips off. So you see how this works? Those 2 big legs go in first, and then the whole thing kind of slides up. And then you've got this metal reflector assembly, and that's going to want to fall down also. Just move it all out of the way, no problem. And then get your factory light bulbs out. So now that the bulbs are out, we're going to put the metal reflector back in. These 2 little teeth on the one side line up with a part right there. It just kind of fits in place. And then this goes up and pressure fits in. And then put your LED bulbs in, and we got the flat tabs on them, so they're very easy to install. Make sure that they go in the right way, and you'll know if they turn on right away or not. I'm going to flip it around. All right, now that everything is in there and functioning, we're going to put the plastic lens back on. This is a little bit tricky. You're actually going to have to get, like if this is the headliner, you're actually going to have to put this up there and on top of the headliner, like this. So you'll know if you're doing it wrong, because the headliner will start to bow and it just won't go together correctly. Just keep monkeying with it till you get it. I think I got it there. Now we just start putting the clips in, and that's it. Dome light is finished. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope the video was educational or entertaining. Now go out and get yourself some of these bright lights for your Tundra. You're going to love opening the door at night and having all this insane amount of lights come at you. Every single one of these projects has a link in the description for this video, so that you can just click the link and buy whichever one of these packages that you like. So you can just buy the door panel lights, you can just buy the dome lights, or just buy the vanity mirror lights. So check it out down there, and if you want to see what we're doing to the Tundra next time, subscribe to our channel. We'd love to have you on board for next time. See you later.